This is the e-bike we've been waiting for. This is the WAU Cyberbike. When WAU contacted me, they told me to imagine a Tesla Cybertruck had a baby with a Ducati and a mountain bike. So after 1 month of wondering how that freeway would ever happen, and if the Cybertruck ever raged at the other two vehicles for not pulling their weight around the house, it finally arrived. A bouncing baby aluminium Cyberbike. Now, the bike was brought down from Birmingham by the boys at WAU, and apparently I'm the first UK-based YouTuber to try it. But what is it? Well, it's an e-bike that will come in a few different forms. It will come in EU and UK legal 250 watt form, but also an unlocked 750 watt form for the US that will peak at around 1,500 watts. The one I'm riding may well be the more powerful of the two. Luckily, when I said Birmingham, I meant Birmingham, Alabama. More on that later. By the way, apparently there will also be an 8,000 watt version, and any version too powerful to be classed as an e-bike will be able to be registered and ridden legally with a number plate. It will also come with loads of snazzy neon colours. This one is a prototype, so comes in DeLorean sheet aluminium. Being a massive Back to the Future fan, who isn't, I love the way it looks right now. I would have loved to see it at night though, because even this prototype has the 360-degree RGB smart lights, which can act as indicators and also brake lights. I wasn't sure what they'd let me do with the bike, but luckily Todd from WAU was game for anything, so later in the video we'll of course do the hill climb test, a speed test. You'll see me ride it quite far without power, find out why later, and we'll also drag race the bike against their last e-bike, the X Plus, with a much lighter rider than me. We'll also take a closer look, but before all that, let's get on it. First ride. Oh, and he's kicked in? Yep. Going right. I've got indicators. I remember that. Oh, those gears are amazing. Shimano Acera gears. And I'm actually using the gears because it's a mid-drive. So the mid-drive, rather than pushing the wheels around, it's actually pushing my legs around. It's very clever. It feels good. The body of the bike is quite wide. It's kind of rubbing against my legs a bit. I think that's the case of just getting used to it and just having a wider stance. Even without pushing the e-bike, you could tell it was a powerful bike. When you've ridden a few e-bikes, you can tell the difference between something that's been limited to 250 watts, usually it means it's had its speed limited, and something that can only just about manage 250 watts. It feels so fast. I haven't pushed it yet. Now, for testing purposes, the bike had been limited to pedal assist 1, which capped the speed at about 15 miles per hour. However, like a fully functional Death Star, the throttle was very much operational, and when that was used, well, let's just say it was a bit faster. Off we go, speed test. Pull it down. I feel like Vin Diesel. This is just mad. Look at that. Here we ran out of road. The Cyberbike and its Cyber Aluminium 6061T6 frame weighs in at around 35 kilograms, which is actually a similar weight to Engway's M20, although it looks much heavier. In the body, there will be two 1,000 watt-hour batteries. That's 2 kilowatt hours and should give a range of 160 miles. On the top of the bike's body, there's a button to switch from one battery to the other. That area is also a sensor to detect the key fob to turn on and turn off the bike. You can also turn it on and off using wireless transmitter like you would with a car. Of course, it's got some big fat Kenda tyres, as well as the LEDs. It has a normal light, a legal requirement, but the more lights the better. Currently, there's a metal plate at the front. It would be cool to have some more personalisation or LEDs here, but it's actually just to hide the wires. The computer is placed in the middle of the handlebars, and it's got a nice colour LED display with lots of information. There's a half twist grip throttle on the right next to the Shimano Acera gear levers, and it has Tektro hydraulic disc brakes with monstrous 203mm discs. The indicator controls are also on the left. Two more cool features of the bike is the immobilizer, which will lock out the rear disc when activated. and weirdly a burnout button.
This is a burnout button.
That burnout was sponsored by the Bafang mid-drive motor, and I'm sure with a bit more practice and maybe putting it in a lower gear, the burnout could be improved. But I do feel sorry for the tyres.
Oh, car coming! Ooh, that's loud.
Now that buzzer is nice and loud, but I'd like to use that buzzer to implement a clicking sound for the indicators, because quite a few times I did leave the indicator clicking left or right. Now you may have noticed that the saddle is actually connected to a piece of aluminium that's actually bolted to the rest of the bike. This is really cool. Why? Because the bike actually comes with a bench option, you know, like the Super 70 Freestyle saddle, and they are really cool. But they do come with the caveat that if you're over 5'10", you'll feel like Lurch from the Addams Family riding a kid's tricycle. Not so with the Cyberbike. Short people like myself can have the bench, taller people can have the saddle, and because of the way it bolts on, I bet there's going to be some clever people who manage to use the bench but in a higher position.
Okay, it's not been long, and I'm getting used to the side things. So these big hunker chunkers.
Now I might have gotten used to the sides of the bike, but I also forgot that this was a prototype, and with prototypes things often go wrong.
Oh, I think it's lost power. Just pull over after this car. Ugh.
But this was the ideal opportunity to see what would happen if we ever did manage to run down the ridiculously large battery and be forced to pedal home.
Now sadly, being a prototype, things go wrong. This is no exception. Suddenly cut out. So now I'm actually riding it as a normal bike, which despite being extremely heavy, isn't the worst. It's not too bad, you know. Like, it rides quite nice. I'm trying my best to not seem tired whenever we go past someone. I don't want to think, whoa, that bike, why is he so tired?
A sweaty ride home and a bit of tinkering later, loose wire reconnected, and we were back in business. I do wonder why it happened though.
So these big hunker chunkers, here, big battery. One battery there, is it?
So we tried again to go to the hill climb, but first a cheeky drag race against WAU's previous flagship, the WAU X Plus. Itself a very nice and definitely secretly more powerful than 250 watt e-bike. So how would the Cyberbike do with a rider that weighs about 25 kilograms more?
You drag race the second tree?
Yeah, on there.
You should, I reckon if you win it's because I'm heavier. So it's just that second tree, so short distance.
Okay.
You ready? Okay. Throttle, yeah? Throttle. I'm not going to pedal.
Okay.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, hang on, bit of delay. Oh, wow, wow. Awesome. That's the result you wanted though, isn't it?
And with blushes spared both for me and my weight and Todd and WAU and their new bike, we headed up to the hill climb.
Right, this is limited at the moment, but when I pull that throttle, oh my god! This is good, this is good, this is good. Wow. We don't need to go off-road with a cheeky throttle. So, currently cruising at about 23 kilometers per hour. It's about the legal e-bike limit. It's a nice speed, it's all right. As long as you can always do that, I'm happy. And this bike most definitely can. And then if I want a bit of extra, oh shit, I'm stopping. I thought I won't go ahead this time. Oh wait, oh, it helps so much having a throttle. Just having the power to get up the hill. This is just easy. It's caning it up there. It's got to be the most powerful e-bike I've ridden, but limited. It is a wolf in sheep's clothing. The proverbial cyber wolf in cyber sheep's clothing.
but would it displace the 1000-watt Engwe Engine Pro as the fastest e-bike I've taken up the hill? Let's find out.
3, 2, 1, throttle go. Slight delay, but we're off. He's pedalling to get me on the camera. 25 kilometers per hour, 27, 28, 29. No one coming. 30. Oh my God. Right, I'm coming. Okay, this is definitely the fastest e-bike that's been up here, it's got to be. 23, slowing slightly. 21. Oh, is this going to beat the skateboards? 22, again, it's going fast in, speeding up again. $25. No pedaling at all, and here we go. 3, 2, 1, stop! Wow. Wow, just wow, it is a wow. Right, brilliant. We get to go down the hill now.
And that hill climb performance puts the bike into first place. Not only does it smash all the e-bikes, but also beats the 2 electric skateboards that occupied top spot. And not only that, I totally forgot that it's a mid-drive bike that works with the gears. That means at the flatter points near the start I could have upshifted to get more speed, and then when it got steeper I could have downshifted to get more torque. But I didn't, I just held the throttle like a lemon. And despite me, the Cyberbike destroys the competition. Wow. On the way back from the hill climb test, we performed the final test, the speed test. Again, I sent Todd ahead with his rear facing camera and I duly chased after him.
Off we go. Right, I'm going to be overtaking you. Skipping.
Unfortunately, I had to stop the test at around 28 miles per hour as I think the gears needed adjusting. I was massively impressed by the mid-drive motor and how it works with the gears, but I suppose one drawback is that the motor can put a strain on the chain as well as the gears, so it does require them to be set up perfectly. But as you can see from the video, whilst Todd was really trying to push the X Plus, I wasn't really doing the same on the Cyberbike as the slipping wouldn't really let me.
Here he is.
And with that, my 3-hour test of the Cyberbike was over. I'd learnt a lot and had a great experience. The bike has some amazing features that I've already mentioned, but another feature is that the body actually has no welds as the aluminium is cast in one complete piece, which gives it amazing strength, and on this evidence, it's going to need it. The safety is going to be bolstered by a 360-degree blind spot camera, and the practicality will be enhanced with 5 litres of luggage space somewhere. It's an amazing e-bike, unlike any other e-bike I've tried, but sadly at the time of this video we don't know how much it's going to cost, but we do know that it will be bursting onto Indiegogo on the 25th of July. I'll put some links in the description so you can keep an eye on it, and you definitely should. Everywhere we went there were admiring glances.
Get up again.
People just loved the way it looked. And locals, they just wanted to ride it.
I think you should go that way and give me a...
Let us know in the comments what you think of the bike and which colour scheme you think is best. Would you register it to legally unlock its true potential? Check out the links below to find out more about the bike, and if you're watching this video early on, you'll also have the chance to win one of 10 Cyberbikes for yourself. If you're watching this much after June 2023, then check the channel to see if we've got a review of the retail version. And like a long lost father being sucked into an 80s arcade machine, the bike was gone. I finally understood what the Cybertruck went through, nurturing the baby bike all this time, while Steve Guttenberg Ducati and Ted Danson mountain bike were off partying. Maybe I'll see it again sometime. Maybe I'll Thomas Selleck my way over to Birmingham, Alabama to play with it again, to give it the attention it deserves, if only it wasn't so far away. Thanks for watching until the end. Don't forget to sub if you like e-bikes and thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it. And until next time, ride safe.